Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kalayim Yehovah, Shem Yahushua, Bashem HaKadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Those are men I learned the truth from. Honors to the elder teachers, bishops, so on and so forth. All Nazi various brothers out there in GMS, as well as to you brothers in the affiliate camps, and you true affiliate brothers, right, who are pushing the same doctrine, who are making themselves, part of this ministry. Shalom to you. Just want to get into this article. Been sitting on it for a minute, but it's not good, to sit on it. If you have a chance, go into it, and so on and so forth. We want to not be weary of well doing. So get into this one, and go back into all my Proverbs. Through Proverbs 29. So, former hospital worker arrested after 3 premature babies suffer fractures at Virginia Intensive Care Unit. Aaron Elizabeth Ann Strawman, 26, faces malicious wounding and felony child abuse charges in connection with the late 2024 incident at Henrico's Doctors Hospital, police said. Right, she was attacking these J kids. So let's look at these videos and get some scriptures. Probably get one I got one on the curses, like Deuteronomy 28, like 49 to 50, and then I had one in like Second Esdras, like 14 and 40 something. So we'll just get into it real quick.
That was done in the dark comes to the light, and sometimes because then whatever that was done in the dark comes to the light, and sometimes you don't necessarily want to know what was done.
Dominique Hackey, the father of one of the Henrico Doctors' NICU babies found to have broken bones in 2023, concerned that it has taken so long for justice.
I remember her being in the room. She was friendly. She answered questions, but she didn't stay and talk like the other NICU nurses did. She wasn't family like the other NICU nurses were.
He's describing 26-year-old Aaron Strotman, the nurse now in jail, charged with felony child neglect and felony malicious wounding, related to a different baby in 2024. Strotman was put on paid administrative leave by the hospital for a year after the 2023 cases of NICU abuse came to light, and then was allowed to return in late 2024. Hackey saying the hospital should be held accountable as well.
Because that shouldn't have happened. If they were suspicious of some person enough to let him go, they shouldn't have brought him back. So that's on them. They failed. Simple.
HCA, the network that oversees Henrico Doctors Hospital, issuing this statement, saying in part it is shocked and saddened by this development in the investigation, and that the hospital is focused on continuing to care for its patients. Strotman was just fired from her job on Thursday, Henrico police arresting her that night. Henrico's Commonwealth's attorney Shannon Taylor says the investigation is not over and more charges could come as detectives continue to review NICU video footage.
We will continue to work on building cases if there is evidence present to build other cases to find if there's additional criminal culpability.
Families of some of the young victims from both 2023 and 2024 were present for Strotman's arraignment, seen leaving the courtroom in tears, some hugging each other for comfort.
All right, so let's pause that before it begins. Another one, U.S. Postal Service workers to the death. Is that New Jersey? That's probably New Jersey. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that's that one. So let's get the video, not the video, the scriptures. Alright, so this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. We'll start out at 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power, Yahweh. Yahweh is the name. So the word Lord, the word there. You look at it in Hebrew. Look at any Hebrew Bible. The words there is the Yahweh, so Yahweh, right? That's the Lord's name. Right? It doesn't have any other thing. It's not Haya, because Moses said, "Tell them that I am sent you," but Moses told them He is. And you can even read, that word Lord. I think it's in the same chapter in or in the sixth chapter, you know, and all these things, man. I mean, it's that word, that name Yahweh for Lord, that's used like the most. I think like 5,000 something times or something. It's present, so it's clearly the name, right? So, so because thou servest not thy Lord, the Lord thy power, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, hunger and a thirst, and the nakedness and a want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed me, right? And we serve our enemies here in this land, right? For food and water, we have to go to their grocery stores and their, places like that to get water, food. If we want a job, we have to work their jobs. If you want to have our children born, and have them born, in a safe manner. I mean, I guess you can have kids at home, but like, I mean, how many people can pull that off and do it the right way? But you probably don't know someone like that, so you have a kid, you have to go to their hospital. All right, now yoke of iron, he put that on us, in slavery, when we were in hardcore slavery, but we're still, in slavery, we're still servants to this man. We still get our asses kicked, but it's not as bad as it was in, transatlantic slavery. And even with all that stuff, that times are coming closer in Jacob's trouble, that it's going to be another time where our people are going to get fucked up again and get messed up, right? So here you go, yoke of iron is that one. And this website's, I don't know what's wrong with it. You click a breakdown, it just like kind of kills itself sometimes. But that was pretty much that. So because of it basically commits much dies immediately when you do that. Like it'll I don't say it dies, but something's probably a bug with the UI whenever you open it, and then it freezes. I don't know, maybe there's like some runaway data or something, or maybe like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about little programming stuff that I know, like if you have like a function or something like that and you don't close it off or have it end, it'll just keep going on over and over and over and over again until infinity, and it'll just break because the CPU can't like handle it. Like the computer itself isn't doing all that, so that program's gonna break, right? Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, so that the eagle fly from a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, right? And this is talk about these Edomites, man. They came from afar, from one level, the northern kingdom. They came from the other part of the earth, man. Because northern kingdom were here in America first. Because there was a plan where never any man dwelt. And that land is Arshareth, or Arath is Akaraft, land another. That's what Arshareth means, right? And we can read about that. I think it's 2 13 or 14, somewhere around there. It goes into all about that. They left, different lands in Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and Euphrates, all those different lands, where they were taken in bondage, and they left. I think brothers break it down during the fall of Nineveh. They used that as a chance to escape, and they dipped out, came down over here. There's like a current that takes you from that region all the way down to the side of the world, to America. And there they spread abroad and ruled it, and started going off in time, way off. And we didn't understand. They didn't understand their language, right? Of course, the Southern Kingdom. They were brought, from most of the west coast of Africa and brought here in slavery, brought here in chains, from these Edomites. These English, Dutch, and so on and so forth, brought here to this land to serve slavery. To be servants and slaves. And they had no right. A nation fierce countenance, which should not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And to this day, they still don't show favor to the young, man. That's just in this damn devil's nature. It's in Esau's nature, is not to show favor to the young or the old, right? So that's that on that one. Right, it's the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 4, verse verse 23. For it's not my mind to be curious of the high things, but such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over into ungodly nations. What law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the very covenants come to none effect, right? So let's talk about back then while our people were in Babylon, but hell, we're able to relate today because our people are still in this low position. We're made a reproach among the heathen. I mean, you just go on Instagram for any, length of time, and eventually you'll come across, people joking and making fun of Jake. They'll say, oh, Jake's a thief, and Jake commits crimes, and all Jakes do drugs, and they're all thugs, and that they're criminals, or whatever. Well, we're all Jake is stupid. And that's all sides. It's like Northern and the Southern Kingdom, they say that about, They always got something to say about them. They always talk about these Edomites talk about the Northern Kingdom. Oh, look, they don't close their legs. They always making kids say, you see like a Northern Kingdom family on like Instagram or something. You see some shit. Oh, that girl needs to learn how to close her legs. It's like she's doing what she's supposed to, making seed and producing seed to her husband, right? And what a man does with his wife is none of your concern, So, and then they come to this earth to none effect, because we're in these other lands, and here you go, applies to 70 AD, right? Because it was promised us that we would, be over these nations, and here we are at the bottom and being as a reproach, and when people were stuck in these other lands, we can't, do everything. We're not with the temple, so we can't do everything that we're supposed to be doing. They pass away of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to attain mercy, right? So absolutely, right, and like it was back then, killing us and doing whatever, right? I think Tobit is in the time of Assyria, but hey man, the Babylonians were brutal too. In Tobit's time, remember, the Assyrians were like taking Jake and throwing on him spikes and shit, and like just killing them for whatever, just killing them, just to kill them. So it's like that. We pass away of this world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment, fear, and we're not worthy to attain mercy, right? Because we went off, right? And we pass away as well as grasshoppers, because grasshoppers are like a insignificant kind of creature, and they live and then they die, right? Our life is astonishment and fear, and as you see here with this kid getting attacked, like that woman, well, she didn't kill him, but she attacked the kid, broke his bones. We live our life in fear. If you have kids in society, you gotta be fearful, man. Like, man, what happens to my kids? What if you leave your kid at like a daycare and they get molested or some shit, right? All kinds of stuff be going down in this society. That's why it's called the valley of the shadow of death, man. That's America. Your life is not guaranteed to you here. It's not safe here, man. So I'm gonna let that be that. Lord willing, your brother's edified, and I say shalom.